when I was still probably innocent and didn't have to, do a whole lot of running around. Like, that's probably why it's a good memory. But the Sega Genesis Christmas.
How old were you when the Sega came out?
6.
Really? It was that?
I think so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I would say if you look it up, I'll be able to tell you. I don't want to do it on camera.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But I want to say I was around that. And I remember I woke up. It was actually this house right over here.
Okay, yeah.
And like we could actually see the house damn near from where we're at, guys.
If we were an ogre, you could spit on it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I remember I woke up and there was this line, like this yarn.
Oh.
And it was tied from like I think the doorknob or something like that. But it went like down the hall, like down that like almost kind of catwalk that we had. And then it went down to the downstairs, like all around the railing, both little flights of steps. And it went down on the ground. And then it went into that like other little, I guess, family room with that like little fireplace. And then your dad had his like kind of office space. And then their master bedroom was in there off to the right as well.
Right.
But there was like a little like area, if I remember correctly, there was like where there was like a TV set up. And I remember when I finally was allowed to follow, because they wanted me to open the other stuff first, obviously. And I remember when I followed it down, I walked in and I'm pretty sure it was Joe Montana's football was already up and playing. Like they had it all. I think Randy like went downstairs at one point and like probably turned it on.
Oh, wow.
So that it was ready.
That way you didn't have to wait for it to boot up. Like nothing.
Right.
It was just
correct.
Yeah. Pick up the controller and play, son.
Pick up the controller and play. And that's exactly what we did. There was 2 controllers and I just remember Randy, like we were down there and, he was just as giddy as I was.
Oh, that was the newest tech at that
was the
point.
newest thing.
Yeah.
And that was higher tech than a Nintendo. So it was, I knew what I had. Like I knew that this was expensive. I knew that this was a big gift. I knew, and I got more than just that. And I couldn't tell you whatever the fuck else I got that year.
But you remember that Sega Genesis.
The Sega Genesis. And I remember how I got it. And it was just the fact of, I remember that I saw the yarn, but I wasn't really like concerned with it at first. And that's when Mom afterwards was like, well, let's see what this is. And I just remember freaking out because it was amazing, man. Like I'd never experienced like a Christmas like that. It was like one of those, like I got what I wanted, kind of thing. And I'd gotten other things prior, like the Ghostbusters firehouse that the slime went through and stuff. But I'm just saying like, I knew what that Sega was and how big that was, and I fucking got it. Not only did I have not only did I have Joe Montana football, but I had the Jordan versus Bird and Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was like, I didn't just have one game. No, like I was set for a minute.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
You had variety, and dude, I think that my first question for you would be okay, so take me back into that moment, young Eric, you see this thing. Did you spend the rest of the day on it?
100%.
Really? So which one did you mainly play?
All of them. But but see, here was the shit kicker. I'm pretty sure, even though I talked about like, it's probably why I didn't mind about my innocence, but no, I'm pretty sure I did have to stop because I had 14 places to fucking go.
Sure.
But that was all I did. That was all I did from the moment before I had to leave. And then when I got back for as long as I was allowed. And then it did get moved into, I think it stayed downstairs for like a week or something like that. But then I ended up taking it into my bedroom because I had that little TV and stuff. So I kind of moved it around, but that was all I did, man. And then I remember just trying to fucking master Street Fighter 2. Just beating M. Bison, dude. I prayed. Just God, let me just beat this guy and I'll never swear again. Like,
making deals with God.
Yeah, right. That was where I learned it, man. That's where I learned it. Making deals. Man. But yeah, that was all I did, man. Like that Sega was everything to me. Like I could have gotten nothing else for that whole Christmas and I would have been fine.
Right.
It was everything. And all I wanted. I was the coolest kid. You know, like everybody wanted the Sega, but like only 5 of us got it. You know what I mean? It was one of those things.
Yeah, let's go to Eric's place so that we can play Aladdin or we can play this or something like.
That's exactly what it was.
Well, because it's weird because, I think you and I have talked about this off camera, but, there's something really, I don't even know the right word to say. Like nostalgia is what comes to my mind, or like nostalgic. But, there was something about the crudeness of, these older games with like them working with the limitations of the technology that they had. And like, some guy working at a factory and all he wants to do is come home on Friday and get to his Nintendo or get to his Atari or get like, or whatever, like, or a Sega Genesis or something like that. Like, cause the Sega was kind of like the moment that I realized that, pop culture could be within a video game. Now, not to say that Nintendo didn't have like the Karate Kid or didn't have like, Ninja Turtles or something like that. But like, I remember it was actually on the house on Sheldon that I remember being in my bedroom and for whatever reason, the Sega was in there because I think it was after you got the PlayStation.
Probably.
And I remember we had Batman Forever.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and there was that. And if anybody has played this and knows who this character was, because I don't know how to even look him up, but there was the one like sprite character where he'd be like, forget about it. And I remember like thinking like, oh my God, like how do I get to this? Or like, cause it would like show you like gameplay while you were sitting on the main menu and like different things.
Oh, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, it was solid. Like now I think the version we had was either corrupted or something, because I found the only way that I could pause the game, and I don't know how I found it out, was that I had to push down all the buttons at the same time, including start and like select.
I wonder if just the controller was going out.
It could have been. I mean,
I just looked it up. So I was right. I was 6. It came out. So my birthday's in August, but the Sega came out August 14th of 1989.
No shit.
So I was that Christmas. So yeah, I would have been 6 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, you weren't even born yet.
No, it's got it was 92.
No wonder I got all the shit I wanted.
There was nothing to disperse amongst all the children.
Right. But I was probably one of the first like memories as well too, as far as like a big Christmas at that. So I was about like 6 years old. So
yeah, man. No, I think that, dude, like, especially because, I mean, the joy that I had, and this isn't one of my memories, but because it wasn't Christmas, it was more near my birthday, if I remember correctly, was when the PS5 happened. Because that was the, like, because I remember being,
I bought it for you for Christmas. But it showed up
around. It was after
it came like mid-January.
Okay.
Because I had to get it off of StockX.
Yeah, which that was a small window into things, guys. I have never seen Eric as stressed as he was in that moment on the phone. I didn't even know what was happening.
I had to call my bank at 12:30 at night. Put the fucking payment through.
So and because I know that. For me, like gaming consoles and, just gaming in general, that's just one of my favorite things that I just enjoy doing. And, to receive something to that caliber, like I'm trying to put myself in your shoes and, understand that it's like, no, like that's like getting a PS5 and, being able to, oh my God, like it's, it's side scroller, but they're 3D and like it's that, it's no longer a dot that's on a screen or, and that's the one thing that I really appreciate about like what Dad did was that like he just 100% loved technology.
We got the newest game system every year it came out.
Yeah. It's from that or like the N64 or like when we would play on the computers that we had, like, from Carmageddon to Doom, Duke Nukem, Full Throttle, like
Quake.
Oh my God, fucking Quake, dude. It's just like, and especially now playing it on the PS5, it's really interesting to be like, oh my God, like this is ported to something new and it still holds up. Like it's, with all those old games, it's just incredible.